All right, friends, here we go. It's International Fight Week in Sin City in Las Vegas. It's the big one, UFC 290. They're back for another big one around July 4th weekend. Historically, this is a very important and big weekend for the UFC, and this is a very fun card. On Saturday night, it is headlined by Alexander the Great Volkanovski defending his featherweight title against the pride of Mexico, Yair Rodriguez, who is the interim champ. He won that belt back in February, of course, on that same card in February in Australia. Volk moved up to 155 to fight Islam Makhachev. He fell just short, so he's coming back down to 145 to defend his title. This is a very fun fight and a fight that, Alex Volkanovski has said, hey, Yair may not be the best and most talented opponent that I have ever faced, but he is the most dangerous, which speaks volumes considering the fact that he has fought the likes of Max Holloway and Jose Aldo and Chad Mendes, the Korean Zombie, and I agree with him. Yair Rodriguez looked fantastic in his last fight, the best he's ever looked, and he's a guy who can throw a lot of different things at you and is very unorthodox with his striking, with his footwork, with his movement, and so this is going to be a really interesting test for Alex Volkanovski, and it seems like the sexy pick, the in vogue pick, if you will, is to pick Yair Rodriguez, but I think that Alex Volkanovski is one of the smartest fighters in the world. His fight IQ is off the charts. He doesn't put himself in tough spots. It's going to be very tough for Yair to beat Alex Volkanovski. He is the best 145-pounder in the world and is en route to being the greatest of all time. Not quite there just yet, but certainly en route, and in my opinion, the number one pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. So that's the main event. The co-main event is a trilogy fight between the flyweight champion Brandon Moreno and the number one contender Alexandre Pantoja. Now, they have fought twice before, and believe it or not, Pantoja is 2-0 against Moreno. They once fought back in 2016 on The Ultimate Fighter Season 24. Pantoja beat him via submission. And then they fought again in 2018. Pantoja won that fight via decision. And after that fight, actually, Brandon Moreno was released from the company. Now, he has improved tremendously. One of the most improved fighters in the UFC. He has come a very long way. This fight is not going to look like those first two fights, and Moreno is the favorite, and rightfully so. Big spot for him to prove that he is the better fighter, that he could beat Pantoja. And, of course, for Pantoja, he's never been in a spot like this before. He's never fought for a belt. He's never fought in this slot on a pay-per-view, bright lights, Las Vegas, International Fight Week. So I'm curious to see how he looks on Saturday night. Now, it's a really fun card because there's a little something for everyone. We have a potential number one contender fight at 185 pounds between Robert Whittaker and Dricus du Plessis. I personally think they should have kept du Plessis for Israel Adesanya in September. They are not doing that. Robert Whittaker is by far the second best middleweight on the planet right now, and it's going to be a very tough out for DDP. He's a big favorite, and he should be a favorite. A lot of people are counting out DDP. This is the biggest spot of his career. Can he beat a guy like Whittaker, who has only lost to Izzy as of late at middleweight? It's going to be a really, really tough test for him, and a big spot for Robert Whittaker to finally get another crack at Israel. He's looking to get a third crack at him, and if he does so in relatively easy, quick fashion, that crack may come in 2 months' time in Sydney in September, because Israel is waiting to fight on that card. If it's not one of these two guys, it's going to be Sean Strickland, who just fought last weekend. Also on the card, you've got Dan Hooker, who is a teammate of one Alex Volkanovski, going up against the very tough, the very game Jalen Turner, who's coming off a tough loss to Mateusz Gamrot back in March. Split decision loss. I'm looking for Jalen Turner to come back in a big way. But Dan Hooker says he's a new man. He's fresh. He's got a new hairstyle, new tattoos. He is very confident going into this fight. So look out for that one. And how about Bo Nickel, who may in fact end up being the biggest favorite in the history of the UFC, fighting Valentin Woodburn, who's taking this fight on like 4 days' notice. Tough spot for Woodburn. Bo Nickel's a massive prospect. Not a lot of money to be made with that line, but definitely someone to look out for. I'm also looking forward to the return of Jack Della Maddalena. He's going up against Josiah Harrell, who's also a short notice replacement. It was supposed to be JDM versus Sean Brady. Sean Brady hurt his elbow, so looking for a big performance at a JDM. And then finally, what about Robbie Lawler? Ruthless Robbie Lawler, the former UFC welterweight champion, returning one last time in his final fight, his retirement fight against Nico Price. These guys are going to ball out. It's going to be a crazy fight. It's the perfect last fight for Robbie Lawler. God bless him, one of the all-time greats. A 20-year run comes to an end Saturday night. You better watch. Go to BetMGM. If you're a first-time user, put in the name Helwani. We'll hook you up. Also, parlay 3 or more fights. We boost them for you because that's how the king of sportsbooks likes to do. UFC 290, Saturday night, Las Vegas. Don't you dare miss it. Enjoy the fights.